Die Übergabe, die Reiter. Okay, das ist verloren. Ja, ich habe gestern noch so eine Waffe gefunden. Das Florett und Parierdolch. Die ist eigentlich ziemlich nice. Mir sind die heute noch aufbessern. Blut. Alter, ich habe in dem Gebiet einfach 4 Aufgaben. Leise, so wie lauter reden. Okay. Oh Gott, das sind 2. Ich glaube, da war ich schon mal. Oh, da schießt.
Madame de Polignac.
It's dreadful, Aegis. All is lost.
How were you able to leave some clue?
Earlier, after you ventured out into the palace grounds, all of the machines that were guarding us set out after you. I seized the opportunity to go to the stables and jump into a horseless carriage.
What are you doing here, Madame?
The children, Aegis. Charlotte and the Dauphin. The Queen and the Marquis de Lafayette did everything they could do to save them from the King's madness. They spent days working out every detail of this operation with the greatest secrecy. The preparations for departure with our accomplices in the Queen's house. The children's escape, hidden inside this wagon. Our meeting here, in this very place. Then our departure with the riders who were to ensure our safe passage all the way to Austria. They would have been safe there with their uncle, the Emperor. But you can see for yourself. The children are nowhere to be seen. Poor Monsieur Cléry. He was the Dauphin's valet. The poor soul gave his life to protect the little ones.
Madame.
Ist das Loot oder sind das Fallen? Ja.
It's for 3 men. Someone is missing. The rooster embroidered on it. A list of staging posts between Paris and Liège. Perhaps Madame de Polignac will know what this means. Madame, the attackers all bear the same red cap with an embroidered rooster.
It's the symbol worn by those who support the Duc d'Orléans.
One of them had a map indicating all the staging posts from here to the Principality of Liège.
Liège? That rabble-ridden city is where the Duke and his miscreants have established their base.
Over here, there are 4 dead horses, and the body of a 3rd man wearing a red cap.
4 horses for 3 men. That means one assailant managed to get away. It's beyond doubt. The Duke's men have taken the children. They're the ones behind this ambush. And they knew every detail of our plans. We were betrayed.
But surely the ambush did not go exactly as planned. 3 of them lost their lives.
That's true. If only we could catch the one who was able to escape. But now that I think about it, the riders that the Marquis de Lafayette promised us, if they made it here, they may have been able to surprise the kidnappers and stop them from carrying out their misdeed. By the grace of God, they may already be on their way to Vienna with the children.
I shall get to the bottom of this. Which garrison is this squad from?
They are stationed at the Hôtel des Invalides. The riders must have left from there.
Very well. I will try to retrace their steps. As for you, please return to the Queen at once. You have taken enough risks as it is.
Find the children, Aegis. Je vous en supplie.
Oh ja, aber fahren wir wieso weg? Ach, warum mal nicht? Hab nicht einmal gecheckt, dass ich ausgeflogen bin. Ja, im Normalfall geht die Nachrichtung an. Ich hab keine Ahnung, warum ich da permanent rausfliege. Ja, du ist auch nur noch. Interessant. Ich glaube nicht. Ach komm, du kannst die doch festhalten. Roboter. Was eine Häkelnadel? Ich kann meine Mama mal fragen. Das machen wir mit einer Häkelnadel. Okay. Du weißt nicht, ob es da zufällig einen Speer offenbar gibt, oder? Einen Speer. Eine Langwaffe. Nein, ich bin also dumm, ich bin nicht im Spiel drin, oder? Diskus. Ja, ich hab mir ja einen gepanzerten Fächer, glaube ich, ausgesucht. Weil der einen Schild hat. Ah, okay, dann habe ich nicht. Erhöht Leben. Erst. David, so geht's mir auch. Ja, eigentlich Ex-Freundin, aber ja. Du glaubst, da wird wieder was gehen? Richtig, ich weiß es noch nicht. Wohin unbedingt nicht. Auf was? Also ja. Wer steht nicht drauf? Ja, muss man halt mögen.
A monster factory?
Volcanson's demonic forges. The Gehenna where you were smelted, just like all the murderers of your kind.
Monsieur, I have no intention of harming you. I have come to put an end to the king's actions.
If you're telling the truth, then go away. And let me live.
Monsieur.
Put down your weapons. Please. I beg you to spare these poor people.
These poor people? But the streets are empty. There is not a soul there who is still alive.
There are still those who resist. Some good people came here earlier and asked me for a drink. They swore they would liberate the Hotel des Invalides. They looked exhausted, but utterly determined to fight to their very last breath.
What about the automats? Have you observed their movements?
A convoy, led by those machines, went by here. Countless wagons, loaded with barrels. They came from the north, most likely from the factories. I think something terrible is going to happen.
Will happen.
But I have a terrible feeling. Laissez-moi à présent. You'll draw those creatures to us.
Ja, das habe ich gesagt. Ah, geht, der tut doch nur so.
It's in the Luxembourg Gardens. I should keep looking.
Fuck.
That's nice. Pour l'amour de Dieu. Run and hide.
What do you mean, Papa?
Hurry, I beg you. The Count is at our door. He shall take us away.
Good heavens!
Don't worry about me. Run, I say. Run!
Escape to that hiding place in the Luxembourg Gardens. If I could find out where it was, I could track Athenais.
Die AUG oder was? Da haben es glaube ich in Black Ops 2 viel drauf gehört. Schön war die schon an so. Ja, da sieht man es wieder, ich kenne mich überhaupt nicht aus. Flamme und Flocke. Jo. Wie komme ich da auf? Nee. Oh. Ja, aber Trophäe gemacht. Sichere Reise 20 so beste Linien aktivieren. Jo, habe ich auch nicht gewusst. So, auf was geht die Ofen überhaupt? E und C. Das heißt auf Kraft und Gewandtheit. Wo zum Henker bin ich, Alter? Also, halt die doch fest. Zwei Gegner, zwei Gegner, 3, 4. Die 3. Achso, jetzt da wieder auf. Okay. Nackig. Ja, genau. Blitzresistenzmodul 3. Ja. Verstecktes Panzerungsmodul. Ah, da oben.
They're after us. You must carry on, I beg you.
I'm making. I'm out of breath.
Oh, I'm not dead, Gia. Suzanne, just a bit more. We're almost there.
Kaputte Uhr. Hey, ja. Der Kompass, das ist echt Trash. Den ist also der Hund früher war von mal da. Ah, das ist eine Säule. Ja, okay. Warum nicht? Was? Ja, sicher. Da kann ich einen Trophäen machen. Oh, das hat wieder. Bastard, oder? Da wollte schon wieder öfters ein Ziel. So ein böses Wort ist das auch nicht. Dann ist da eine. Dann rennen wir da unten. Hey, was, du hast dich getroffen. Gott sei Dank. Ja. Wieso kriege ich immer die fetten Gegner, wenn ich gerade neue Waffen ausprobiere? Ja, kann ja sein. Trotzdem. Jo. Dann stehe ich da beim Endboss von dem Game mit einer Level 1 verbunden. Ja, zum Probieren, wie sie es und so, was der. Ja, ey. Also mal, das Gebiet leuchtet blau. Das heißt, da kommt der Boss.
Ravaged the church and slaughtered the faithful.
Ja, was und jetzt? Okay. Ach so, du hast gar nicht mit mir geredet. Das ist bitter.
They're back.
It's going to be all right. This machine is alone and the door is barricaded.
It won't hold. Did you see how easily those demons entered the church?
Don't be afraid. I mean you no harm.
It can speak.
What do you want with us, Automat?
What happened in this church?
You should know. It was your kind that slaughtered these lambs. I don't think those who were able to escape stand much of a chance either.
survivors.
They're hiding in the catacombs behind the church.
And that the automats took alive.
Ich check die Logik von dem Gespräch gerade nicht. Die Menschen haben ja Angst vor dir praktisch, vor die Automaten. Und die haben irgendwie was gesagt, ja, die Automaten sind vielleicht in die Kirchen eindrungen. Du fragst, wo sind die Überlebenden? Ja, in der Katakomben hinter der Kirche. Ich denke mir, Alter, Satz ist gestört. Ihr wisst ja nicht einmal, ob ich was da habe oder nicht. Aber egal.
The gentleman.
Artist idea.
That's enough questions now. Leave us be, Vertu.
Das ist wieder so dicke. Immer so viel Energie aufheben, dass du nur auslaufen kannst. Die Gießen steht da, die schreit nach einem Interview. Visierverstärker. Mit dem kann ich irgendwas machen. Naja, aber der Heiler halt glaube ich länger durch als ich. Ich hab bloß die Kannen nicht stimmt. Als ob du mich getroffen hättest. Dieses Tor ist verschlossen. Natürlich ist es verschlossen. Ohne Heilung zum Boss ist das eine gute Idee. Da liegt ein Hut. Ob du nun fühlst holst. Sie hat sich echt nicht fest. Komm ich noch anders drauf. Hm. Bevor ich doch weitergehe. Da. Ja. Boah, das ist so einer. Au. Wie sie wenig schon. Bin mir sicher, du schaust kurz zu, oder? Wer ist denn mein Zuschauer? Der stille Zuschauer. Ich glaube, gegen Jams am Komponenten recht geil. noch 5. Ja, okay, 4. Tja, der lässt sich jetzt abficken, oder? Der geht jetzt wahrscheinlich ins Steelrising und lässt sich genauso viel bumsen wie ich. Ja. Du hast mehr Leben. Ja, okay. Aber mehr Leben heißt nicht, dass du besser bist. Ja, wir schauen. Aber ich spiele ja mit einer Level 1 Waffen, also von dem her. Ich bin ohne Heilung eingegangen. Hey, ciao. Jetzt aber nichts mehr. Ich weiß bei dem einfach nie, wo vorne und hinten ist. Dass du das auch nicht weißt, oder was? So, jetzt er oder ich? Wenn er mich scheiße trifft, was das für mich? Ach, das war gierig, oder? Das ja, aber Tier wird normal bestraft.
It's going to give way.
Right, Sultan! It's too late!
Perücke. Betäubungs, Dauermodul 2, Modulschlüssel bis mit Block. Da war irgendwo ein Westerlin. Warum macht man sowas, oder? Ich verstehe es nicht. Alles klar. Der Wand hat geht die. Warte, ich hab das jetzt gekauft hier. Das Teil ist 37.250 Seelen wert. Ja, Alter. Ich wette, wenn ich die ganzen Essenzen einsetze, kriege ich mindestens 5000 Seelen zusammen. Ist ja aus. Alles auch nicht zu viel. Und das bringt sie genau nichts. Auf was bist du dann gegangen, dass du mehr Leben hast als ich? Da meinst du, ja, da muss ich jetzt zu Ding. Ja, da renne ich gleich zurück. Ich schätze mal, du bist auf Robustheit gegangen, oder? Elan ist Ausdauer. Ah, Robustheit. Ja, okay, da bin ich Level 3. Ich glaube, es regnet. Ja, du kennst die, ich hab so ein scheiß Vordach. Ja. Ich gelacht, wenn sie sich jetzt nicht festgehalten hätte. Naja, gelacht nicht, ich hätte geflucht.
Les Invalides. Here, I should be able to cross the moat easily.
Ja, geil, Controller leer. Aber doch verbietet man das Parieren nicht, oder? Gut. Sonst müssen die Ofen wechseln. Obwohl, das ist ja nur Gegenangriff. Hat nichts mit Parry zu tun. Es gibt dir einen Erfolg, dass du das Spiel durchspielst, ohne dass du so eine Ölbürette benutzt. Deine Heilung. Nicht die Fiole mit reinem Öl, die darfst glaube ich benutzen, aber die Ölbürette nicht. Ja, ich sehe so überhaupt nicht schwach oder so.
Revolution has changed the face of the kingdom, but the coffers are woefully empty.
The debt, Monsieur Necker. This debt that you and your banking friends helped to create for your own benefit, and which is now forcing us to levy new taxes. Will my subjects be able to bear another tax?
Yes, Your Majesty, as long as it is distributed fairly. The representatives of the nobility, the clergy, and the Third Estate must come to an agreement. That is why we have convened the Estates General. Tomorrow you are to preside over the opening ceremonies.
Your Estates General. Nothing good can come of it. You have roused the spirit of rebellion. All I hear about are their damned cahiers de doléances. My rightful enjoyment is being challenged. The streets of Versailles are teeming with loudmouth fanatics with sacrilegious thoughts. Tell me, Monsieur le Ministre, have you purposely set this army of the unwashed against me?
Your Majesty, I have always been your most faithful servant.
Beware, Necker. Beware. I have a surprise in store for anyone who dares attack my throne.
Das ist die Ölberührt. Post time. Platz der Schwachstelle ist hinten. Wo ist der Kopf? Der beschreibt. Oh. Daneben. Also wenn man der keine zweite Phase hat, ist er enttäuschend. Ja, ich hab tot. Lass mich die doch stecken, oder? Komm so aus der Ecken raus, danke. Der Turm von Los Les Invalides. Trophäe.
Suzanne, my dear Suzanne, take my hand, please. Don't let them take me away. No. Oh no, this has to stop. I don't want to be tormented anymore.
That is not my intention. I have come to rescue you.
Rescue me? But what on earth are you?
It is of no importance. What did you see and hear before you regained consciousness?
I had frightful visions, rageful wraiths filled with pain and sorrow. And it was cold enough to curdle the blood. Oh, it's impossible to describe. All the rage and anger. I was in another body, I think. So big, so powerful. And there was this commanding voice, ordering me to spread terror and death. Did I really hear it? Or did I momentarily lose my mind?
Who are you, monsieur?
Don't you know? I'm Jacques Necker, Ministre des Finances. Well, I was before I was captured. But this situation suggests that the king has decided to dismiss me from his service.
What does he accuse you of?
My alleged connivance with the Third Estate, no doubt. And most of all, for having been the first to ask to convene the Estates General.
How and when were you captured?
When the machines attacked, my wife and I fled our home to hide not far from there, in the Église Sainte-Marie. But we didn't stand a chance against the machines. They overran the nave, wantonly mowing down the faithful. My wife, my poor wife, she wasn't able to escape. I'm sadly convinced of this. As for me, my life was spared only so I could be tormented. What is the meaning of all this?
What will you do now?
There is no future for me in this kingdom. I need to find a safe place where I can prepare for my departure as soon as possible.
I will take you to the Cordelier convent. You will be safe there.
Ich mache jetzt kein Mei, jetzt bin ich wieder drüber da.
À la bonne heure, she's back.
Aegis, what a joy and relief to see you again.
Monsieur,
Welcome to our stronghold. I'm sure that everyone here is aware of the great debt we all owe you. As you can see, the most exhausted among us are growing stronger.
While the most determined are already planning our counterattack.
I did not expect to see you all together.
4 days ago, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered in a tennis court. They swore not to separate until they had established a constitution for the nation. But that was not the only oath we swore. All the honorable men who were at Versailles, representatives and patriots, members of the Club Breton, secretly swore to meet here if they were dispersed.
You, Aegis, have allowed them to gather once again. Though unfortunately many are missing, we still have hope.
Why did you choose to meet in this convent?
It was my idea. Voyez-vous, I stay here whenever my obligations bring me to Paris. No other retreat inspires such peace and contemplation. Et puis, truth be told, this building has always felt like a fortress to me. Just look at how thick these walls are.
For 2 whole days, the Patriots in the quarter consolidated the outer walls to make it an impenetrable citadel. No automat has broken through our defenses yet.
Where are the monks, mon père?
They are secluded in their quarters, praying for the salvation of the people of Paris. However, we bear no illusions. We are weak, we are divided.
And we are unarmed. Without you, without your warrior strength, we have no chance of turning things around.
You are sent by heaven above, Aegis. From now on, you may consider the Cordelia Convent your headquarters and a welcome refuge.
We must speak, you and I, in private, if you please. Monsieur de Lafayette must not hear a word of what I'm about to tell you.
What do you mean? You all seem to be certain that I will use my strengths to serve your cause. Are you forgetting that I have a task to accomplish?
Not at all, madame. We all know and support your plan to free Monsieur de Vaucanson. That is why I've taken the time to think of a way for you to get to the Bastille.
I am listening.
There is a patriot in Paris whose pamphlets have aroused Monsieur de Lafayette's ire. His anger is so strong that the poor man had to disappear to escape arrest. I know that he is secretly hiding in the quarries in Montmartre. A labyrinth he is said to know like the back of his hand. If anyone can help you navigate the obstacles that keep you from the Bastille, it is the elusive Monsieur Marat.
Very well. I will go and find him. Monsieur Necker.
I owe you my life, madame. So I am embarrassed to ask you for anything more.
Do not fear. You have my full attention.
Suzanne, my beloved wife. I cannot bring myself to accept her death. Despite all the evidence, I still hope to see her alive again. I need to be sure. Mon Dieu. What have I done to deserve such a fate? Why has the king sworn to destroy me? And all that I hold dear. After everything I've done for him. My abnegation.
Why would the king owe you anything?
I dedicated my life to the kingdom as his minister. Well, my life and my fortune as well. I refused to accept any remuneration for my services in order to keep the accounts balanced. And I personally filled the king's coffers with 2.5 million livres from my own private accounts. Bonds in the Caisse d'Escompte, which the king keeps in a tailor-made armoire de fer in the Palais des Tuileries. He stores all his secrets there. I'd wager there's enough in there to sully his reputation 100 times over. You must retrieve these bonds post-haste, madame. They must not be used to allow this madman to build more murderous automats.
Do I have any chance of opening it?
Don't even think about it, madame. Despite your incredible strength, that safe is said to be impenetrable. It was designed precisely to that effect. I personally never had access to it. I suppose that its contents were too unofficial for the honest minister that I always was.
Who has the key?
The king does, that's for sure.
Anyone else?
How could I know? His shadow advisors, most likely. Now that I think about it, there's a rumor that has been going round Versailles for a while now. It's said that Monsieur de Mirabeau used to come and go as he pleased at the Tuileries, that he oversaw diplomatic missions for the crown. Not in any official capacity, of course. Who knows? He might know more about this matter than I do.
I will ask him. I will look into what happened to your wife.
Bless you, madame.
Where should I start my investigation?
In the Faubourg Saint-Germain, east of Les Invalides. We were separated in the Église Sainte-Marie, on Rue de Bourgogne.
I shall be off.
You are the only hope of seeing my beloved wife again, and of foiling the plans of the clockwork tyrant.
Monsieur Necker.
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
I'm not done investigating yet.
Don't give up, I beg you. Remember, the last time I saw my poor wife, we were in the Église Sainte-Marie. That's in the Faubourg. As for the bond...
Aegis, a word, s'il vous plaît.
Was wird sie alle von mir?
Aegis, I'd like to talk to you about my research. Do you have a few moments to spare for me?
Certainly, mon père. I am listening.
I've carefully collected the testimony of our companions here. Then I compared them with the observations made during my investigation of the man who calls himself Cagliostro. I came to quite the shocking conclusion. I believe I have discovered how the royal automats remain constantly in motion, like clocks that never need winding. They get their energy from the souls of the dead, Aegis. They drink from the anima essence that permeates the purgatory described by Monseigneur de la Fare. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the deeper the river where they slake their thirst.
Is there any way to stop the bloodshed, mon père?
I believe there is always hope, Aegis. As long as I remain free to pursue my research, I will never lose faith. I keep thinking about the three Nemes. These echoes. All of this is clearly related to Nicholas Flamel's work.
The alchemist?
Precisely, mon ami. And this leads me to fear the worst.
What have we to fear from an alchemist who died nearly 4 centuries ago?
Not him, per se. Rather, the heretic who is exploiting his discoveries. This poses a grave danger to us all.
What do you fear, mon père?
What do I fear? Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the Église Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, near the Hôtel de Ville. He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the church's sacred relics. Since then, only our Father in Heaven knows what they've been doing there, hidden away from the people of Paris.
Mon Dieu. Flamel's tomb.
My thoughts exactly, Monseigneur. Legend has it that Flamel was buried with his Lapis Philosophorum.
What is the Lapis Philosophorum, mon père?
The Philosopher's Stone. Where do I begin? No one knows its
Yeah,
true
some in
nature,
Harry Potter.
or even what it might look like. All that is known is that it is said to grant untold riches and eternal life to whoever possesses it. Its very existence is questioned, of course. But if it's true, just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find for it. We must elucidate this matter at any cost.
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. The priests always ensured that it remained undisturbed, despite the mystery surrounding it. But now they're no longer there to protect it. We need to know for certain.
But how? There are automats everywhere.
Aegis,
Oui, mon père.
will you help us get to the bottom of this?
Did you not say that it was impossible to enter the church?
There is perhaps a solution. The penitent's door behind the Châtelet leads to the Quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. It's only opened on Good Friday, but this year, I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession. Here is the key.
Goodbye, mon père. Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
I went to the meeting point you indicated. I had an unexpected encounter there.
Get to the facts. Who did you meet there?
Madame de Polignac, the Queen's favorite. She made no secret of her reason for being in that desolate place. So now I know all about the precious cargo that is the cause of your great concern.
Seigneur. The children. What happened? Tell me that nothing bad has happened to them.
That remains to be determined. One thing is certain. Charlotte and the young Dauphin are missing. The evidence points to an ambush by the Duc d'Orléans' men. They apparently attacked the wagon the children were hiding in.
How the hell did they know?
This ambush could not have taken place without an accomplice. You were betrayed.
A plague on Orléans and his damned informants. They have taken the children.
That still remains to be seen. It seems that the Duke's men were interrupted while carrying out their task. 3 of them lost their lives. A 4th was able to escape.
Excellent. I bet it was my hussars who sent the vermin running. But why the hell haven't they reported to me yet?
Only they could tell you that.
Would you be so kind as to go and find them? The lives of these poor children hang in the balance. My hussars are stationed at Les Invalides. That's from where they were to set off for Gros Caillou.
Goodbye, Monsieur le Marquis.
Ja klar, gib mir nur einen Nebenquest. Du vielleicht auch?
Monsieur Necker.
Madame?
Goodbye,
Also den Namen schon.
Monsieur de Mirabeau.
Have your efforts paid off?
Minister Necker claims that you were a familiar face at the Tuileries Palace.
That old story. Will it hound me until I have drawn my last breath? This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor that I am trying in vain to dispel. To what do I owe the displeasure of having to defend myself once again?
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an armored safe in the King's chambers.
What lock could resist your talents?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Oh, I see. Well, let me think. Who could help you? After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple mechanism. Nothing that can resist the expertise of our dear Monsieur Bailly. Why don't you ask him for help?
I'll be sure to do so.
Now, who else might be of use? Oh, there's Monsieur Lavoisier as well, our gunpowder commissioner. If he were here, I'm sure he'd have no trouble finding you something you could use to blow the door off that stubborn safe.
Sadly, he's still at Luxembourg.
Then it is high time you rescued him, madam. Now, if you'll forgive me, I have an urgent matter to...
You are forgiven for everything.
In that case, it has been a pleasure, madam.
Eh bien. Do you come bearing news from Monsieur Marat?
No, not yet.
I have it on good authority that he is in the quarries in Montmartre. He's the only person who could show you a way to reach the Bastille. Don't...
Is your plan to arm the populace going as...
Oh, far from it, madame. Even if they were armed and formed into battalions, the Patriots would not be able to fight.
Why is that?
Most of the strategic points in the city are inaccessible. A strange illness strikes all who try. They are seized by an irrational fear, one so great that those who do not lose consciousness go mad or perish on the spot. This makes it impossible to do anything. Any attempt at an uprising is a fool's errand.
The locations you mention share a common feature. A statue holding a lantern.
That's right. From what little I could make out, they appear to be depictions of a Vestal Virgin watching over the sacred fire.
Une lanterne des morts!
What do you mean, monsieur?
Lanterns of the dead. Ancient stone pillars that are found near some cemeteries. Our ancestors kept a fire going on top of them. Today, no one knows what they were used for. A symbol of light triumphing over darkness, perhaps? Others claim that human bones, mercury and lime, were burnt there. Some odious sorcery that was meant to entrap the tormented souls that wandered around the burial grounds.
That makes sense and confirms my observations. I'm now certain that the King's lanterns capture the anima essence of the dead who have been cast into purgatory. And that this essence is what allows the automats to stay in motion, without needing a key to wind them.
Pater noster qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum.
Now that I think about it, madame, you obviously are not subject to the harmful effects of these lanterns.
No, au contraire. When activated, these statues reveal an apparatus that allows me to repair myself.
It follows that if you destroy these lanterns, the people will be free to fight again.
Unfortunately, they are preternaturally strong. Nothing can so much as damage them.
If only Monsieur Lavoisier were with us, he would surely be able to solve this conundrum.
Die Holz jetzt, dass sie die Vestalinen zerstören oder was?
Oui, madame. I had a front row seat. I witnessed what we laid...
Das war aber scheiße. Die Vestalinen sind dazu da, dass du leveln kannst. Nur so nebenbei.
Ah, mademoiselle. I am very pleased to find you here with us within the shelter of these walls.
I found a document written in a script that I was unable to read.
Let me see. Ah, je vois. These pages were written using some sort of shorthand. A variation on Taylor's system, no doubt. I'm wont to use it myself from time to time while jotting down my ideas as they come.
What does it say?
It's a bit difficult to decipher. Je crois. I believe it's an autopsy report. The author writes that the subject died from a large dose of prussic acid.
What is prussic acid?
My apologies, Aegis, but I'm no chemist. You should ask Monsieur Lavoisier.
I'm looking for a way to force a lock that is supposed to be unbreakable. Monsieur de Mirabeau advised me to ask you for help.
But I'm an astronomer, mon enfant, not a locksmith. I know my way around lenses, filters, racks, and tripods. But I've never given a moment's thought to how a lock works. God, Monsieur de Mirabeau was joking with you, that's all. Où est-il, ce brave homme? So that we might ask him.
He has left. A matter that could not wait.
Excuse me? Do you mean he left the convent? That's madness. What was so important that he would put himself in such danger?
Intriguing indeed.
De Mirabeau.
Monsieur Raymond.
Aegis, we are very pleased to see you again. It was very unwise of us to leave the Société without such a capable bodyguard as yourself. It is a miracle that we got here safely.
What do you want to talk to me about?
Have you ever heard of the Club de Massiac, Aegis?
No, monsieur.
It's an association that meets at the Hotel de Massiac, just west of Les Halles. It counts some of the wealthiest plantation owners in the Empire. Those from Saint-Domingue and the Petite Santilles are most formidable. They are waging a war of influence to keep the slave trade going, and resort to the vilest methods to achieve their ends. They worship nothing but money. Their greed is matched only by their cruelty. Regrettably, my interests occasionally require me to suffer their company. 2 months ago, I was in Le Havre to settle some business with the Admiral when I overheard a conversation between two planters from Bastère. If they are to be believed, the Club de Massiac is plotting to create sleepless slaves, des esclaves sans sommeil. Those were their exact words. It's hard to say what this could possibly mean, but I fear they plan to administer some foul drug to their slaves to force them to toil day and night, without rest. Our organization will not let these poor souls endure such a hell. Aegis, we must look into this. It is a matter of great urgency.
You speak of greed, Monsieur Raymond. But could you enlighten us as to what makes you any different from the planters you condemn?
What exactly do you accuse me of, Monsieur de Robespierre? S'il vous plaît, do tell.
Do you not also exploit the labor of these poor souls yourself on your indigo plantation?
I fight every minute of every day to improve their condition. No one would have the audacity to deny this.
If that's the case, then why wait? Free them. You preach abolition, yet you continue to line your pockets at their expense. The truth is, you refuse to upend the established colonial order because your entire fortune depends on it.
It's easy to criticize from atop Mount Olympus, Maximilian. You know nothing of the realities of Saint-Domingue. What would happen to all these people if I freed them tomorrow? Without an education, without a livelihood, I would be condemning them to the most abject misery. No. I must act with both compassion and realism.
It is true that every reform must be approached with prudence. This reform is not so difficult. I've begun it myself at La Belle Gabrielle, my plantation in Guyane. There you will not find slaves, but workers who earn a weekly wage. And my plantation is no less profitable.
Ah, yes, profit. Because that's the most important thing. Don't you see, the law of nature gives every man the right to cultivate his own land.
Monsieur, calm yourselves. I implore you. Now is no time to quarrel. What Monsieur Raymond has related to us is extremely worrying. We must find out more about this plot to create sleepless slaves as quickly as possible. Aegis, you are the only one who stands a chance of making it to the Hôtel de Massiac alive.
So, jetzt auch mit Wilfried. Ich glaube, das Spiel will gerade, dass ich teilweise ins DLC gehe. Ich habe mein Leben da. Verkauf. Da habe ich eine, die ist 1000 wert. Da habe ich 10, die ist 750 wert. Das sind 1000, 8500. Oh, Alter. Glaskernknüppel. Plus 10 Panzerung. Plus 5 Panzerung. Ja, da habe ich gute Sachen. Was ist eine Korrespondenz? Da habe ich noch was. Die E-Reiter finden, die Eklis St. Marie untersuchen. Die wurde noch nicht fertig. Ich werde da den Stream schnell mal pausieren, damit ich mal fortsetzen.
Just by the Église Sainte-Marie. I can get back there quickly from here. Not a single one escaped.
Wieso ist die Ausrüstung so mit 3000 Seelen kann ich nichts anfangen. Ja, komm, ich brauche 8 oder 9000 Seelen. zum Kaffee.
Able to escape the automats, they ran towards the entrance to the catacombs.
Was hab's mir in Michi aufgeführt, dass er jetzt einen Kaffee braucht? Michi, was haben die mit dir aufgeführt, damit du einen Kaffee brauchst? Kenn ich nicht. So bis Bis 12 Uhr mache ich den Stream und dann... Ich möchte irgendeine andere Waffen probieren. Ja, aber die, was ich besitze, die reizen mich nicht wirklich. Muss ich erst kaufen. Ich weiß nicht mal, in welchem Spiel das ist. Kenne ich nicht. Okay. Wahrscheinlich ein PC exklusiv oder so. Denken wir mal, drum kann ich es nicht kennen. Inventar. Raus. Wer schreibt mir? Wege des Halsstopp, ich fühle mich gemobbt. Wenn sie mich gebuscht wird. Dann ist der Hauptweg ist, gehe den anderen Weg. Wie viel brauche ich für einen Levelaufstieg? Werte 11.000 Euro. Für nur 5.000. Michi, wie sehr magst du Resident Evil? Generell. Eins bis 10. Das hängt davon, wann wir mal so einen Resident Evil Marathon machen. Aber da gebe ich dann nur Bescheid, da brauche ich nämlich wieder. Das ist auch nicht der Burnt, oder? Er war einfach da. Und den Marathon konnte ich ja dann eigentlich streamen, wird halt ein fett langer Stream. Für was soll man vor so viel Fiol mit reinem Öl kauft, wo ich jetzt die alle finde? Oh, da bist du. Der war gemein. Also dazu brauche ich Kugeln. Okay.
So Madame Necker escaped. I must inform her husband immediately.
Ich weiß nicht, wie sehr sich meine Zuschauer für die Nachrichten interessieren. Schreibt man ja nie, oder? Ja, wenn ich es wisse, da das nicht durchskippen. Dann lassen die sich immer eine Zeit, also länger offen, damit sie es nachlesen können. So, da habe ich alles gemacht. Quartier du Luxembourg. Und falls ich es falsch aussprich, korrigiert's mich. Du bist mein Auftraggeber.
Monsieur Necker.
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
Susanne Neckers
Your
Schicksal.
wife. You may rest easy, monsieur. Your wife escaped the massacre. She returned home and left you this letter.
Mon Dieu. She's going to meet our daughter and son-in-law at our charity hospital.
She may already be there.
Madame, I did not dare to dream of such an outcome. My wife and daughter. Can you imagine? And I thought I had lost both of them. The three of us will be able to leave the kingdom and put these horrors behind us forever.
What about the bonds?
They are not in your possession.
No, not yet.
You must ensure they do not benefit the king, madame. You will find them in the Armoire de Fer, in the Palais des Tuileries. Do with them as you ask for me. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Adieu, madame.
Minister Necker has given his bonds to me.
Mon Dieu. This sum is nearly impossible to comprehend. I spoke with Monsieur Lavoisier in the first days of the Estates General. As director of the Caisse d'Escompte, he estimates that these bonds currently represent 1/5 of the kingdom's treasury.
Wealth that the king squanders for his personal benefit according to his whims.
Ma foi. Monsieur Necker certainly has been very generous to his adoptive country.
I'm afraid you are mistaken. Monsieur Lavoisier claimed that this loan was granted at an exorbitant rate. Whatever his fondness for the nation, Monsieur Necker never lost his business sense.
Eh bien, messieurs. To what use shall we employ this boonful fortune?
If I could spend it, I'd do everything I could to return to the people their confiscated freedom. To begin, I would get them the bread they so sorely need. It is only after the scourge of famine has been vanquished that armed patriots might then be able to rise up against despotism.
Ja, boah, wer hat das irgendwie wirklich auf Französisch und in Klammer dann übersetzt?
Who have sworn to destroy the human race. As for arming the people, this is another one of your delusions. How could your ragged pack of wretches win any sort of battle? They'd be unable to lift a sword.
When you insult the people, you insult me, Monsieur de Lafayette.
I am not insulting anyone, Robespierre. But I happen to know what it takes to fight. Unlike you. Monsieur, I was but a lad of 15 when I took up arms. And everyone here knows my role in the liberation of America from British rule. If you allow me to dispose of these bonds, I will found an army that will annihilate the Clockwork King's diabolical machines. As soon as I have the opportunity to leave Paris, I will rally the officers and troops that are stationed in the provinces. Then, I will call for a mass uprising. I will have more than enough money to pay their wages and procure the weapons we need.
And you will have obedient troops at your beck and call, ready to repress anyone who challenges your power.
These troops will only serve the will of the people. I swear it.
Are you sure that the king has spared the rest of the kingdom, Monsieur le Marquis?
I am almost certain of it, mon père. Despite all of his resources, the king does not have enough manpower to occupy all the garrisons in the country.
Aegis, no member of this assembly can force your hand. The choice is yours. To whom will you entrust Monsieur Necker's bonds?
The bonds are not yet in my possession.
Then please continue your search.
Ja, oder wenn soll die online geben, oder ich hab's noch nicht einmal. Dann machen wir da den Nebenquest. Aber vorher gehen wir einkaufen. Hey, auf der Party ist nicht so langweilig wie der gestern, gell? Gestern haben wir hier überhaupt keinen Fortschritt gemacht. Blitzerzeugung. Kälteerzeugung, Spezialtechnik. Auf was gehst du? Wie siege ich, welche Waffen auf was geht? Schwerpunkt Alchemie, Schwerpunkt Gewandtheit, Schwerpunkt Kraft. Ah, okay. Die ist auf B. Nicht Schwerpunkt, Betäubung. So, wie viel Geld habe ich jetzt noch? Das Teil hat einen Multiplikator, oder? Nee, was machst du, oder? Weil du jetzt hier nichts ändert schon, nur. What the fuck? Okay. Nein, stimmt nicht. Schild-Spezialtechnik. Ah ja. Wahrscheinlich. Die Waffen ist nicht meins. Die ist schwer. Ah, Waffen, die schwer sind, mag ich nicht. Da brauche ich so lange zum Zuschlagen. Aber ich kriege auf schwere Waffen einen Angriffsboost. Okay, dann lassen wir verteilen. Und geht man. Ich kann mit dem Kolben da nicht parieren. Ja, okay, kann ich. Weißt du, wie der Schild von dem Teil ausschaut? Das ist der Schild. Ja, sind einfach nur Schriftrollen, gut. Was sind denn nicht einmal da? Ab und zu können es richtig. Ja. Ich glaube, stören den Kollegen. Der kannst du ja nicht nur schlagen. Bam. Wow. Ich bin doch kupft. Wir haben gerade über 200 Damage gegeben, oder? Okay, schon langsam taugt mir die Waffen. Ich bin echt ein komplizierter Mensch. Und was da oben ist.
could I have been so naive? Cagliostro, that miscreant. He's got me. He's got us all.
There. You are free.
Senor. Vaucansol's dancer. You're conscious too. And yet, you're not one of the Count's creatures, n'est-ce pas?
I do not know, monsieur.
But how?
It is best not to stay here, monsieur. I will take you to the Cordelier convent. The representatives of the Third Estate have made it their stronghold.
Oh. So you know about it. Well, if you will agree to be my escort, let us leave post-haste.
You are safe now, Monsieur Lavoisier.
It is thanks to you that I am here safe and sound, madame. And though your very nature is a mystery to me, I am and shall be forever in your debt.
What is prussic acid?
It's a volatile compound extracted from Prussian blue, which is a pigment derived from the cochineal, an insect.
What does it do?
Oh, it's a lethal poison, of the most dangerous sort. Though at weaker doses, it merely induces a deep soporific state, or a coma, if you will.
A deadly poison.
Aegis? Is everything all right?
How do you intend to counter the King's actions?
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. For now, we can only hope to protect ourselves from him. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes in an instant.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am a gunpowder commissioner. As such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder to the kingdom's arsenals, l'Arsenal de Paris in particular. For the past 2 days, a large quantity of gunpowder from Marsangy has been sitting near Les Invalides. It's in a warehouse by the factories. But the men I sent to take possession of the cargo and transport it to the Arsenal have gone missing. Do you realize what this means?
The gunpowder could have fallen into our enemy's hands.
It's possible. One thing is certain. It's enough to destroy half of Paris. Whether it is still in the warehouse or has fallen into the wrong hands, we must find it urgently. Then, if possible, we must neutralize it.
How?
Simply by placing it in contact with water. Nothing could be easier in theory, but we must find a way to flood it.
Flood the gunpowder? You're out of your mind, Lavoisier. We're in the most desperate of situations and you want to deprive us of such a valuable resource. What will our cannons use once we have formed our army of patriots?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment of your imagination.
I see. So you're one of those men who would sound the retreat before the battle has even begun.
I will go to the warehouse. Once I have located the powder, I will decide what to do with it. Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier. Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
I have not yet been able to get hold of Minister Necker's bonds.
Please, don't give up. And do come...
Wie zum Henker leben. Schogge. Hätte ich ihn Schüt nicht gehabt oder dabei gestorben. Ach du! Mhm.
Monsieur!
Oh, ich sehe nix. Das geht nochmal weg, oder? Ah, ich weiß, warum ich so viel Fiolen krieg.
Monsieur,
Ich habe ja einen Beutemultiplikator durch die Rüstung. Ey, ist mit wem bist du reden, oder? Das beste Glücksgefühl ist, wenn du den Dark Souls am Boss legst, den du 20 Mal hintereinander probiert hast. Das sind Glücksgefühle. So geht's ja nichts hin, oder? Ach, da war Kisten, okay.
Monsieur.
Was da oben? Was ist Zombie-Hardware? Also so ungefähr, so wie man es so ungefähr crackst oder wie? Oh, du Sonde. Ich wollte das eigentlich blocken. Vierer mit reinem Öl. Also wegen dieser Straße. Erste, Michi, ich hab da einen Beutemultiplikator mal 0,09. Das habe ich genauso wie da habe ich 0,14. Und da habe ich 0,04. Und da leider nichts, da kriege ich nur 2 Ausdauer. Aber da hätte ich dann wieder einen Plus-Multiplikator, glaube ich. Ja. Dann ist mein Multiplikator auf mal 1,63. Ja, schaut halt nicht so stylisch aus. So. Ja, okay, das geht. Ist ja kein Fashion Souls. Aber da möchte ich eigentlich. Okay. Okay, ist gut. Ja, ich werde den Stream jetzt beenden. Das ist ja schon 3 viel 12. Wenn eine Spielzeit von